Hello and welcome back to another video here on Waters FC with episode number 13 of Park to Glory here with Maine Road. So we are looking at a screen here and I have confirmed the signing of a centre-back by the name of Jordan Broom. Looks a pretty good player, 2.5 stars, very good potential. On a free transfer as well from Brislington. But you're probably wondering, why am I looking at this screen here? Normally I'm sort of looking at the home page or maybe looking at the schedule. But I am looking at this page for a particular reason. So the reason why I am looking at this page here, you may also notice in the top right hand corner, we have got a must respond message. So there is an important email message that we've had that we do need to respond to straight away. And I'll get onto the reason why that is there in just a moment. And what I'm about to explain will lead up to the reason why that big red banner is there. But the first part is that, I'm looking at we signed Jordan Broom. But if I scroll up one message, you will see that I have applied for a job at the Metropolitan Police, and the club will respond in the near future. So I applied for this job. You can see there, Sunday, 5th of December. So we're looking at the following day on Monday, the 6th of December. We are now on the 11th of December. And as you can see by the message up there, we were successful in getting an interview with the Metropolitan Police. And you're probably wondering why, Dan, why would you try and go for the Metropolitan Police? You're doing really well with Maine Road. You see up here, we are currently second in the league. The main purpose of this series is that to try and get to the top as quickly as possible. It was never ever going to be a series where we stick with one team at the very foot of the English pyramid, or level 10 in this case, and try and work their way up, get them all the way promoted to the Premier League, and obviously hope you win the Premier League, and then eventually the Champions League. The idea is for us as a manager to get to the top as quick as possible, so there will be a few job changes throughout this series, and I was really hoping that Met Police will be the first one. And as you can see here, they did offer me an interview following your application from the Met Police job. The board have invited you to attend an interview. So I did the interview, answered all the normal questions that you would get in a job interview within Football Manager. So that was on Tuesday the 7th. So I didn't really know how long it was going to take. Was I going to be successful or not successful? I didn't have a game with Maine Road until Saturday, which is currently today, and we are still 6 hours away from that game. And I'm not entirely sure if I will be taking charge of it today. Just one small little bit of side note. I have signed a new striker, Aldin Sananovic, just a young 17-year-old striker from Prestwich. Looks pretty good. Obviously got a lot of potential to grow as well. Not pretty well rounded in terms of mental, and even some pretty decent physical attributes there as well on the young Swede. But anyway, we move up through our messages, and we've had our youth intake preview. Probably the best, probably better than last season's one from memory. I think we only had 1 or 2 green sentences last year, whereas this year we have got 4. But the main reason why we have that must respond message, and you've probably just seen it there, the Met Police have requested any backroom changes I wish to make. So I haven't gone into this yet because I did want to start the video today explaining that we have applied for the Met Police. So we will actually have a look at them as a football club. You can see they are actually quite a lot higher up than where we are at the moment. See their positioning last year in the 2021 season. They did finish 19th in Step 7 of English football, so that is just one level below the Vanarama North and South leagues, and so they are in Step 8 at the moment, and they're not having a fantastic season. They do currently find themselves 13th, not exactly near relegation or any in danger of going down, but I'm sure that the board would have expected them to be performing a lot higher up in the league. In fact, we'll actually have a look at the season preview to see where they thought they'd be. Oh, to be fair, the season preview is 14th, so maybe they're not doing as bad as the media thought they would be. But the board decided to sack their previous manager, and I just thought I would chance my arm and apply for it. I wasn't really expecting to, as I thought going from level 10 to level 8 is quite a big jump. But the Met Police obviously clearly looked at my CV and thought I must be a pretty good candidate. They obviously did offer me the interview, and obviously, as you saw just a moment ago, they have requested any backroom staff changes I wish to make. So, with the situation, we do have a game with Maine Road in 6 hours' time. It's at 3 o'clock there, and we are currently at 9 o'clock on that day, on the 11th of December. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and do this bit off camera here, make any background staff changes. I'm not even sure if there is any that I am going to make, but I'm going to go away and do those, and then I'm going to see what happens. So at this point of the video, I'm not entirely sure if I will be taking charge of the Maine Road game or if I will be introduced as the Met Police manager. So one of those two things will definitely happen today. Just at this moment, I'm not entirely sure which one. So yes, I'm going to go away and do the backroom style changes, and I'll be back in just a moment. Hello, and we are back here. We have advanced a little bit of time. We are now at 3 o'clock, and we are actually taking charge of what could be our last game as Maine Road manager. We'll have a look at today's opponents, see a team, and I think there may be one or two more transfers other than the two that I showed you. So we'll just have a look at the two here. So, yep, as well as I'm sure you remember, last game was a pretty hectic game in terms of the amount of red cards that we got for our central midfielders. So I did feel the need to go out and get a new central midfielder. So I brought in Evan Curry here, young 18-year-old central midfielder. Some pretty decent technical stats as well. Good passing, good first touch, good technique, which is what you want in a midfielder. Fairly decent mental attributes as well. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. And some decent physical attributes as well. So he will slot into the central of midfield. You've already seen Jordan Broom. I don't think I actually showed his stats in the previous section. So here they are there. Except for being a centre-back, he is not really much good at anything else. He does only have 3 tackling, which is a bit of a concern. But we'll see how he gets on. If he is performing badly, we do have other options to come in. And then finally, I think I also showed you Olin Sinanovic as well. So the young Swede regen coming in there as our backup striker. But yeah, so we're heading into today's game. We are currently second in the league. We do have a game in hand over Stockport Town. So if we do win that, we could actually go back to the top of the table, which will be good. And we are playing a team called Old Alts. I'm not going to attempt to say that full name because I know I will most definitely botch it. So we're going to go with Old Alts here. So Old Alts, they're not having, actually they are having a pretty good season. They do find themselves in 6th place, quite a few points behind us though. So what I was saying before about us targeting the top 2 for the season, it's definitely still on. Obviously, we may not even see out the season. We will have to wait and see what happens. But as things stand at the moment, we are looking in pretty good shape for automatic promotion. But we'll get into today's team selection. So it's more or less the team you would expect to see by now. We've got Smith in goal. Although he didn't have a great game last time out against AFC Liverpool, but we'll stick with him. We've got Brett Lloyd at right back, Steve Allen at left back. We've got Hawksworth and Broom making his debut in at centre back. So we'll see with that 3 tackling how he will get on. But like I said, if he's not performing up to scratch, we do have other players to bring in. We've got David Hillaby and Callum Fawcett in central midfield. We've got Chiara Ventura out on the right, we've got ASN out on the left, and we've got Love Grunston in at the centre attacking mid, and the main man, Vanni De Silva at striker. 20 goals in 22 appearances. He is definitely hitting Ventura levels of last season, so let's hope he can keep that up. But we head into today's game here, really hoping to, if this is our last game as Maine Road manager, I would really like to go out with a win. I feel like I say that every video or every game that I do bring you guys, but, obviously we do want to win as much as possible. This is a results-driven business, and thankfully so far this season, our results have been very, very positive. But for once, the mentality is actually at balance, which is what I want it to be, and it's not at very attacking from where I've obviously switched it off from the last game. So, yeah, let's hopefully we can get into the game and we can play well and get that win. Whether it'll be our last win as Maine Road manager, we will have to wait and see. So what I will probably do at the end of this video as well, I'll probably stop just at the end of the video, you know, when we're awaiting the media reaction, and then I will just play through just until we do get a job offer. And Vanny De Silva should be putting that one away. He blasts it, but straight at Forsyth. He makes a good save, manages to hold on to the ball well. But yes, as I was saying, so what I'll do, get to the end of the game, I will just advance, you know, whether it be a day or, you know, not even that, and see what happens with this Metropolitan Police job offer, whether they do offer me the job, you know, what our budgets will be, etc., etc. So we will go on from there. But enough about what could happen in the future. They've spoken about what has happened so far in this game. So we are at half time. It's fair to say we have been the team on top. A lot of possession. We've had a couple of shots, you know, a lot more than then. Our XG is actually quite high, probably because of that De Silva chance that he did put straight into the goalkeeper's arms. But we are looking very good, very strong in this game. I do believe we can still win this if we keep working hard, keep doing what we're doing, knocking the ball about well, and hopefully their defence will crumble and chances should come for us. And I'm not sure if you saw the league table there, but Stockport Town have actually taken the lead against, I'm not sure who they're playing today, but they have taken the lead. So unfortunately we won't be going to the top of the league today, and we will still have the game in hand over them. Or, you know, we may not even get to play that game, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But highlight here at the beginning of the second half, a lot of pinball going on. You know, a lot of long balls being lumped forward without really much end product. Although, speaking of end product, Ross Roberts fires that one in from a good 30 yards. And I think I just saw in the commentary there that Broom went in for a tackle. He missed the interception and they have scored. So we will have a look. So Vickers plays the ball in. Broom, he attempts to block it. I can't really put him at fault too much for that. And a very good strike. Smith doesn't really have much of a chance there in goal for us. We do find ourselves against the run of play 1-0 down, which is a little bit concerning, but we'll see what we can do here. There is another highlight, and Roberts is in again, and it's been disallowed. Thankfully for them this time, the goal has been disallowed. Ross Roberts did look offside there as that ball was lumped over, but yeah, a bit of a shaky few minutes there for us. We've gone 1-0 down, a second goal ruled out for offside. Definitely against the run of play. I'm not really too sure what's happening here or what we can do to try and change it. Although Fawcett's given the ball away there, Vickers has gone for the shot. Thankfully, it's gone just over the bar. But I'm going to have a look here. We are on the 65th minute. I do want to make some changes to see what we've got here. So uninterested after the feedback. So I love Grunston is coming off. He doesn't want to be there. We'll play Olden Sinanovic. We'll give him his debut. He can actually play at the centre attacking mid spot as well. So that may be a position we look at playing him in the future. So we'll bring him on there. We've also got ASN on a 6.3 match rating. So he's clearly not having a good game. So we'll bring on John King. We are going to go more attacking as well. Obviously, we do want to try and get back in the game. Slightly higher tempo. Let's not work the ball into the box. Let's play for set pieces as well, so we can get the ball into the box that little bit quicker. Hopefully the changes we have made will have a positive influence on in this game as we move on into the 70th minute and beyond. And so far, it doesn't look like our changes have made any effect at all. Although saying that, we do have a highlight, everyone. Although, no, we have managed to win the ball back. Sinanovic onto De Silva. There's not really a lot on there for him. Fires out a good ball to Ventura. What can he do? De Silva heads it just over the bar. Pretty good play there, considering we didn't have a lot going forward, which is a bit concerning. It looked like they were camping out in their box, but we wasn't able to get anything off that time. But here we are, 83rd minute, sort of getting towards the final shores of the game, and De Silva's in, and it's been disallowed for offside. That, for me, that wasn't quite as clear as the one for Roberts before. I will trust Football Manager that he was offside. So it is still very, very frustrating. Although saying that, we are in again and again. De Silva heads it straight at Forsyth. Doesn't really test him either side of him, and it's 1-1. But I'm not sure if the free kick is the highlight or if there is going to be another highlight here. But judging by that attempt of goal by John King, maybe highlight over. Got Povey on the ball. Roberts fires it in the middle to Davis. Out wide. Some good play here by Old Alt. Because hasn't really got much room. That's a great save by Smith. That's kept us in it. It may not count for anything because it does look like we're going to lose the game 1-0, but that save from Terry Smith, if we do get something, that is the save we will remember. And no, that is it. We have lost 1-0 to Old Alts. Very, very harsh if you look at the stats, in my opinion. We've had a lot more possession, a lot more shots. Our XG's higher, a lot more passes completed as well. 82% compared to just 66% of them. I wouldn't. I almost want to say I got FM'd in that game, where everything just goes for you, but except for the result, which is very, very frustrating to see. There's not really too much. Maybe we could have made another change. Maybe try to go a little bit more attacking. Although I don't think there was much more that we could have actually done. But anyway, it doesn't matter about what could have happened. What has happened is that we have lost the game 1-0. Very disappointing fashion. I believe Stockport Town did win their game as well. I think I saw that just before our game ended. So they do have a 6-point gap over us, although we do have a game in hand. So I think it's just important to solidify that top 2 spot. That is if we do remain in charge of Maine Road. We're at the point now where we do need to consider what is going to happen. This very well could be our last game as Maine Road manager. Metropolitan Police, they've requested backroom changes. I did have a look at that. There was one person that I really wanted to take with me, one of my coaches, but he said to me that he wasn't interested in moving to the Met Police because there wasn't a job there that would suit him, even though he is just a standard coach. And I could have easily got rid of one of their coaches to bring him in. But oh well, it is what it is. So I didn't actually request to make any backroom staff changes with the Met Police. So we will wait and see. We've progressed through December, and I'm very much eagerly anticipating what's going to happen here. Not entirely sure. Come on, Football Manager. We want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. I'm sure you want to see what happens as well. It's like the game. It's almost as if like the game knows what it's doing. It's like building the suspense. Right. Okay. This is actually taking a very time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for everything to proceed, and I'll be back in just a moment. Hello, I'm back again about 10 seconds after I left you guys off. It would just be typical. As soon as I stopped recording, the game would actually proceed and move on forwards. And as you can see here, we'll address the elephant in the room. Going through all these messages here. The Metropolitan Police have approached me and offered me a 1-year contract. The wage budget of 1.4k a week, £1,400 a week. That is a hell of a lot more money than what we're on at the moment. So this season, they want me to finish in the top half of the league. And at the moment, it's a 10-team league. They're only just outside the top half, only by a point. Oh, FA Cup not judging, FA Trophy not judging, Velocity Trophy not judging. I'm assuming they have already been knocked out of those competitions. We will just have a quick look here. It's FA Cup. Yeah, lost to Basingstoke in the first qualifying round. Lost in the Velocity Trophy on penalties and also the FA Trophy on penalties. So it's not been a good season in the Cups for the Met Police. Do have a blue home kit and a red away kit, with Invercourt being their home stadium of 3,000 capacity. So I'm going to do this section with you guys live to see, how I would deal with things like this. So promises that I've made during my interview is that I would keep the wage control or an acceptable wage control. Obviously, no club job applications. I don't think I'll be applying for any other jobs anytime soon. And also keep the director of football in place. I don't really feel like a director of football has too much influence on this year's football manager, maybe in previous years. But for me, this year, they don't really have too much of an impact on the way I deal with things, especially when it comes to transfers. But moving on to the end of next season, they want me to repair the club's financial damage. So we do have pretty good experience with that at Maine Road, but obviously this is a team that is 2 divisions higher. With 1.4k a week budget as well. I'm not entirely sure how much they're spending, but they're starting negotiations. They've only offered me a contract until the end of the year. So this is a very, very risky deal for me. I'm going to lower the wage, as we've said before. There's no purpose of us getting paid more. It's not like we can, input our own money back into the club. So we'll go down to £100 a week, make it somewhat respectable and a nice round number as well. So yeah, we will move on there. It's a shame I can't even negotiate maybe another year on that. So we are going to have to perform more or less straight away if we do want to keep our job here with the Met Police. This is a big risk taking this job. I could accept it. They're pleased that everything was sorted so quickly. Um, and yeah, it could be a very, very big risk for us. We could go to the Met Police. We may not get along with the players. They may not like the tactics we want to play. And I may be without a job at the beginning of next season. So we will have to wait and see. But that is where I'm going to leave you guys for today, because this has been quite a long video already. Obviously, we've had our last game as Maine Road manager. So the next time I will be with you guys is when the news item flashed up to say Met Police have hired me as manager. So what we will do, we'll have a look at the squad, have a look at the finances, see what position we're in, and hopefully mark out some aspirations going forward. So, yeah, my name is Dan. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really, really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.